Healthcare scraping therapy. Holographic meridian scraping therapy can not only treat diseases but also be adopted for diagnosis of diseases and health care. As we know, no symptoms does not mean health. There is a very long period from quantitative change to qualitative change between health and disease. In the period, people may not have any symptom or only have some non-typical symptoms. This period is called sub-health period or latent period of disease. At this time, generally, the disease cannot be diagnosed by medical, physical, or chemical methods. However, if you apply homographic meridian scraping therapy to the skin, miliary cutaneous bleeding, pain or nodes will appear on some scraped parts. The more the bleeding, the darker the color, and the more serious the pain, more serious the potential disease is. Commonly, scraping for observing change of miliary cutaneous bleeding may assess the development tendency of the disease. This is beneficial to its treatment in time. The following 6 procedures are for healthcare scraping. Scraping the whole head once or twice daily. Meridians in the head connect with internal organs, and it is the part with the most meridians and acupoints. The central nervous system is located in the head, and it has projection areas of nervous centers of the whole body. Scraping the head each day can dredge channels, strengthen functions of the central nervous system, and regulate functions of the internal organs, and relieve fatigue, prevent and treat cerebrovascular diseases and disorders of cranial nerves, strengthen memory and capability of anti-disease delay agent. Lateral sides of the head. Scraping is applied to bilateral EXHN, from anterior upper to posterior lower. Lubricator is not needed for therapeutic scraping or healthcare scraping on the head, because skin part of the head is covered with hair. The pressure should be more strong for attaining a good result. It is better to scrap with scraping comb and the same part is scrapped for many times until heat sense is elicited. Vertex of the head. Scrap from GV20 to the front headline from left to right. Back of the head. Scrap from GV20 to the back headline from the upper to the lower and from left to right. Scraping is more applied to bilateral GV20, ST8, and GV20 points. Scrap holographic acupoint of the head with rigorous scraping. Middle region of forehead corresponds to the head, and lateral to it is divided into 3 parts corresponding to various internal organs. Vertex region of forehead, from GV24 to GV20, scraping from anterior to posterior. The vertex region responds to the organs in the whole body. Region of vertex and occiput. From GV20 to GV17, the region corresponds to the posterior of the head, vertebrae, and visual area. Lower lateral regions of occiput. From BL9 to BL10, the region corresponds to the cerebellum. Anterior oblique region of vertex temporal from GV21 to GB6. Posterior oblique region of vertex temporal from GV20 to TE20. Both regions correspond to the lower limbs, lumbar sacral portion, upper limbs, and lateral sides of the head from upper to lower respectively. Shoulder and neck. Scrap from upper to lower, from medial side to lateral side. Scraping the 12 regular meridians below the elbow or knee joints once or twice every day. The meridians in the 4 limbs connect directly to various internal organs, so commonly scraping these meridians can gradually dredge channels and collaterals, promote circulation of qi and blood, strengthen functions of the connected organs, prevent and treat pathological changes of the organs, and relax muscles, and relieve fatigue. Medial side of the upper limb. Scrap from the elbow joint to the tip of the thumb with the method of regulating channel qi. The region is skin part of the lung meridian. Scrap from the joint to the tip of the middle finger. The region is skin part of the pericardium meridian. Scrap from the joint to the tip of the little finger, which is skin part of heart meridian. Radial side of the upper limb. The region from elbow joint to the tip of the index finger is the skin part of large intestine. The region from the joint to the tip of the fourth finger is the skin part of the Sanjiao meridian. The region from the joint to the tip of the fifth finger is the skin part of the small intestine. Medial side of the lower limb. The region from the upper of the knee joint to the tip of the great toe is the skin part of the spleen meridian. The middle part of the medial side of the lower limb is the skin part of the liver meridian. The region from backside of the lower limb to KI1 is the skin part of the kidney meridian. Lateral side of the lower limb. The anterior is the skin part of the stomach meridian, the middle is the skin part of the gallbladder meridian, and the posterior is the skin part of the urinary meridian. Scraping the meridians on the chest and abdomen and the projection areas of the internal organs on the body surface once or twice daily. The anterior middle of the chest. Scrap from the upper to lower with the corner of the scraping plate. Scrap the ribs of both sides along the rib bones from the middle to the laterals. The chest is the projection area of the heart, lungs, and trachea. Scraping the chest can strengthen functions of the heart and lung. Abdomen. Scrap from upper to lower. Abdomen is the projection area of the stomach, large and small intestines, and urogenital system, where the conception vessel and meridians of stomach, liver, gallbladder, spleen, and kidney go through. Scraping can stimulate meridians to regulate directly the internal organs, strengthening their functions, preventing and treating their diseases. Scraping the lumbar region has the function of tonifying the kidney and strengthening the lumbar vertebrae. Scraping 6 tonic points once or twice every day. Spot pressing GV26 has functions of tonifying the kidney and promoting mental activity. Scraping GV20 can reinforce deficiency and treat clinical diseases. Rubbing and scraping LI4 can prevent and treat diseases of the large intestine meridian and head and face. Scraping and rubbing PC6 can clear away the heart fire and tranquilizing and strengthening the functions of the heart. Scraping and rubbing ST36 can strengthen the spleen and stomach and reinforce resistance of the body. Scraping and rubbing KI1 can nourish in, remove pathogenic fire, and tonify the kidney. Scraping the ear, hand, and foot once or twice every day. Press and rub the ear hole with the corner of the scraping plate first, then the helix and back of the ear. Scrap the dorsum and palm of both hands from the wrist to the fingertips. Scrap the palm forcefully and the dorsum gently, as its skin is thin, and lubricators should be applied when scraping is given for many times. Scrap the 5 fingers respectively with the concave of scraping plate. Scrap the whole foot with heavy pressure. More pressing and rubbing should be applied at the pain points. Scrap forcefully the medial arc of the foot from the root of the great toe to heel. Scraping the root of the great toes has functions of health care for cervical vertebrae, and scraping the arc of foot is beneficial to lumbar vertebrae. Scraping the ankle joint has function of health care for reproductive system. Scraping regularly the related points and the corresponding area of vertebrae on the neck, shoulder, back, and lumbar region. The vertebrae is the largest holographic embryo in the human body, and the nerves from the spinal cord innervate the whole body. The Guffner vessel controls all young meridians in whole body. The acupoints of the gallbladder meridian on the back are related with the 5 Zang organs and 6 Fu organs. Scraping these parts can strengthen the functions of the internal organs. Scrub the back of the neck and the governor vessel with lubricator first, and then scrub from GB20 to GB21. On the back, scrub from GV14 to GV1, and from BL11 to BL30 on both sides respectively. At last, scrub bilateral EXB points from GV14 to GV3. Healthcare scrapping has three functions of healthcare, diagnosis, and treatment at the same time. Occurrence of pain or node on a meridian or a local part during scrapping indicates that qi and blood are stagnated to varying degrees in the part. When miliary subcutaneous bleeding is elicited by continuous scrapping, therapeutic effect will be obtained. According to the position, color, and shape of the miliary subcutaneous bleeding, we can judge functional state of various internal organs. For example, the bleeding on the medial side of the elbow joint indicates anoxia of the heart meridian. Occurrence of node on the lumbar sacral position suggests stagnation of the meridians in the position for a long time. Daily healthcare scrapping can strengthen capability of anti-diseases in the organism, remove hidden dangers of disease, and consolidate therapeutic effect and prevent relapse. In addition, scrapping therapy is a good method for beautifying. Frequent scraping the face can dredge channels and collaterals and regulate the internal organs. It can improve microcirculation of the skin, activate cells, and strengthen regenerative capability, making muscles well developed and reducing wrinkles. It can also prevent and treat various dermatosis. When scraping the face with board scraping method, a light manipulation should be adopted until mild heat is felt or slight flourishing occur on the skin. On the forehead, scrap from the middle to the both laterals respectively. Scrap from BL1 to GB1 along the upper orbit first, and then from BL1 to GB1 along the lower orbit. For dry skin, lubricator can be applied. Jade has been regarded as a good article for beautifying since ancient times, so scraping the face with jade can strengthen the effect. Scrap from LI20 to front ears on both sides respectively. Scraping some parts will result in pain at first time. Thus, the plate should get wet with a little of lubricator, and scraping should be more applied to the painful parts and points. Scrap from GV26 to ST4 on both sides respectively. When miliary cutaneous bleeding occurs on the face, the speed of dredging meridians will be accelerated, but it will disappear very soon because of abundant blood circulation on the face. Scraping from ST5 obliquely up to ST6 can prevent and treat muscles laxation and drop of the mouth angle. Scraping from the forehead to the tip of the nose has function of health care for the head, heart, liver, and spleen. Pressing and rubbing EXHN can remove wrinkle on the eye angle. Pressing and rubbing EXHN can strengthen the brain and treat insomnia, dizziness, and headache. Pressing and rubbing ST3 can clear away pathogenic heat and remove blood stasis and treat chloasma. Pressing and rubbing ST7 and ST6 can strengthen muscular elasticity on the face and strengthen teeth. When the pain relieves gradually after pressing and rubbing the points, chloasma will improve gradually. Pressing and rubbing LI20 can relieve constipation and remove nasal obstruction. Pressing and rubbing CV24 can clear away heat and regulate function of the endocrine system. Health is the most important wealth for each person. With development of the society and the increases of life levels, people not only hope to prolong life, but also hope for a higher quality of life. Holographic meridian scraping therapy is regarded as a magic weapon for strengthening the body. 全息经络刮痧法就是送给人们一把战胜疾病的利剑。 And in the 21st century, the holographic meridian scrapping therapy will play an important role to help people seeking a better life.
全息经络刮痧法将和其他防病保健方法一样，竭诚为人民服务，让人们尽情享受科学、文明、健康的美好生活。